And we are live. Hey, folks, how's everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday? Hope you're all having a decent week so far. And tonight, as a special guest, I have Dave Stafford from Stafford Studio. How are you, man?
Hello, everybody. Good, Hack. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. We were just laughing off air, some of the things that happen when you're trying to record some video and post some content and you're not exactly technically savvy.
Right? Exactly.
All the crap that happens, and yeah. So I want to quickly say hello to everybody in the chat here. We got Bruce in here. Hey buddy, how are you? GP page 2, welcome. RJ the Mad One, how's it going? Wes Carpenter 1, how are you? Let's see who else. We Jeff Repplinger, hey buddy. Alex Radford, the Hackman, yes. Thanks for showing up, Alex. Appreciate it, man. Wally in the box, how are you? Aaron Songs, Josh Garcia, Jamal Kareem, welcome. Hey, buddy, R2R3 is here. Hey, man. Scott Connor is here. Brian Cote, Rick Hefner. Wow, everybody's flying in here. Thank you all so much for showing up, man. I got 20 people in the house. This is awesome. Cool. Oh, and as I'm saying that, Todd Graff comes in, Timothy Lynch, Ron Limber, Jeff Repplinger, Todd Flowers. Oh, my God. God damn.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you all so much. So Dave, usually when I do these things, I like to start at the beginning because, if you start with a timeline, it kind of makes things easier.
Sure.
So, like, when did you start playing? What got you playing? Like, what was the trigger that got you interested in music and playing guitar?
So, see, the trigger probably would have been Judas Priest. Sometime in the 80s, went to see my grandpa, who was a veteran in the hospital, and my grandma was like trying to treat me and like, well, let's go to the gift shop and get something, right? And the cassette tape, Turbo Lover was there and had that, that hand with the long nails around that Turbo Lover. It was the most, evil thing in there. So I'm like, yes, I want that. And then, and basically, I think, and then in 87, Appetite for Destruction and Metallica, I got my hands on. And it was just, ever since then, I was like every night I had my headphones on and it was metal from there on out. But I didn't really have any money for any gear or guitars. So, that was when I was 18. I finally got a guitar, but I was in music from like little on up. So I had kind of a concept,
What were you doing in like to get you into music?
My mom threw me in piano lessons with my sister when I was like,
that's good.
Probably. Yeah. But, I kind of felt like it wasn't, manly enough. So then I quit that and started playing in the school band. And again, my parents weren't going to spend the money on a guitar. So I had my sister's hand-me-down alto saxophone. I just played that through high school. But like I said, outside of that, it was, every night AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Megadeth, all the Pantera. I never did I was more in high school through the 90s, and I never did really get into like Nirvana and more of the grunge scene because, with Ozzy, and that was all 80s, but
right. So, yeah, well, that was a good, that was a really good time to get into it, right? Because all those bands were still around, and a lot of them, like you mentioned, Judas Priest or Guns N' Roses, they were like at their peak, man.
Right.
Like you're getting the goods, literally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So you picked it up, and so you said you were what, 18? You were saying when you got your guitar?
Yeah, I moved out right away. I wanted to move out when I was 16. I like to party a little bit, and so when I was 18, I moved out fairly quickly, and there was 3 of us living together, and three guys, and one guy was learning drums, the other guy wanted to sing and play guitar, and I wanted to play lead. So we rented a house and took everything out of the kitchen and put a PA in there and the drum set in there.
Just a bunch of guys. We don't need a kitchen. Let's just let's put speakers in there. Fuck it. You know, just sit on the speakers. There's your table and chairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
that's funny.
Yeah, it was a total, you know, and then we'd have parties, house parties. And I mean, we totally sucked. But in our minds, you know, I think I, you know, worked on Smoking the Water for about 14 hours the first day, and then started doing some Metallica riffs. And, you know, the drummer couldn't play in time. I couldn't play in time, and just trying to, you know, move your hand on the fretboard. But we got better. And we lived together till we're like 21, and then it really got pretty wild around there.
Oh, shit. We got a few more people that popped in. Let me just say hello to some more people. Timothy Lynch is here. How are you? I think if I say hello to you twice, that's okay. Ron Limber, Jeff Replinger, Ryan Cote. Pooh Ninja's here. Hey, Pooh. Jason Wade. Hey, buddy. We were just talking about you. How are you, man? I can't stay. Just thought I'd say howdy. I appreciate that, Aaron Songs. Thank you so much, man. Dale Palmer's here. Hey, Guitar Hat. Good people in the chat. How are you, man? Jeff Harper. Excuse me. Scott Connor. Joe Hervey, 84. Welcome. I'm in 2 streams. Yeah. I didn't know the other stream was happening. I know the stream you're talking about. Yeah. Well, you can only do what you can do, man. James Severn is here. Welcome, Ivan Carter. How's it going? I think I got everybody. Bobby Lopez, Paul Lou, welcome, guys. Yeah. If anyone's got any questions for myself or for David, just type at Guitar Hack or at Stafford Music Studio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Jay Shortka is saying hello before he goes to make supper. Hey, Jay Shortka. Hey. How are you? Yeah. So you guys are having a great old time, and you're trying to form kind of a band at the same time.
Yeah, you know,
teach yourself how to play and buying the gear and.
Oh yeah, we dumped all. You know, I got my first credit card, and I think it was a 3,000 max limit. And I take it back. The first thing I bought was that. I don't know if you can see it in the back. A PV Raptor and a little.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it was a combo kit for like $175, and then that didn't work very long because of you know, drums and everything, and started getting more junkier, bigger amps. And then a couple of years went by, and you know, we thought we were rock stars, and if we just write a good piece, we're gonna get known somehow and make it. And,
oh yeah, the dream.
Right.
Everybody's dream. Yeah.
It's not somehow somebody's going to hear us and we're going to be on the road. And
right.
So then,
priest.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like 99, then I got my first credit card, and that was maxed out. Or the limit was like 3,000. And again, it was only a couple years in the guitar, but there was this place called Wardbrot in Madison, Wisconsin. I was like, yep, you know, if I'm gonna learn, I might as well learn on the best. And they had that Les Paul Custom hanging up in the doorway. I'm like, I want that. So it was $2,700. So, and I mean, that was like, you're going back, you know, what, 20 years ago when I got it.
Yeah, 2,700 20 years ago is like double that now, basically.
Yeah, I wasn't making very much then. So I was like,
right.
Well, you know, but so, yeah.
Couple questions coming in here. Jason Wade, either of you know how to play guitar and type at the same time? That would be a no.
I can't really type, period.
That's why I'm not typing now or playing now. I'm just looking at the chat. Krellbar is here. Hey, man. Mike is himself. Welcome. And there was another question. Brian Cote is asking you if you still have the Les Paul Custom. And yeah, you do, right? I just saw it the other day in the video.
Yep, it's right here. Should I grab it?
Yeah, man.
I got to put the original eventually. If I get my new guitar that we'll talk about, I'll put the originals back in. But and I looked up the serial number. This is a 1999, and that would have been accurate. That would have been the year I bought it.
That's beautiful.
And those are Zach Wild pickups, EMG 85s.
What were the original pickups in that? Were they just the Burstbucker Pros? Do you know?
Yeah, they're the Gibson USA gold ones. I don't know what if I have them here. Actually, like I say I have this little drawer here. I kept them in so I don't lose them. But they took out the pots too. They're just I can take them out, but where's the camera? There's the gold.
Yeah, yeah.
And on the back it just says Gibson USA. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, they don't tell you. There's I don't. They don't say anything. You know what I mean? There's no information. I had this thing. I was trying to sell I was trying to sell some pickups, right? And I only knew what pickups they were because I knew the guitar that I took them out of originally. But if I was to hand those pickups to somebody, like, there's no way of knowing. There's no identifier on them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It just says Gibson USA. They sound great. But
yeah. There was another question here. Oh, Phil Mosley is here. Welcome. Okay. I thought I saw another question. Hey, Dave's Guitar Channel. How are you, man? Dave was just 490R. Oh, Dave's telling you the pickups. 490R and 498T. And JP Page 2 is also telling you. So now you know what pickups you got. 490R. So 490 on the rhythm and 498 on the bridge or the treble. There you go.
Super cool. Thank you. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, write it down, man. And you know how you can tell the difference? And I learned this. The pull pieces, the spacing on the pull pieces, the farther spacing is the bridge pickup. I learned that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So which one would that be then? Is that the T or the R?
The T would be the bridge pickup. Can you tell David Stafford to paint a bullseye? He wants you to put a bullseye on that Les Paul.
I know. That's great. Who brought that up?
That was R2R3, man.
Oh yeah. So the last couple of days, man, I've been going.
Save you some money, buddy. Save you some money.
I have tunnel vision right now. This was the year that I was like, I got my PRS, right?
Mm-hmm.
My next move was to get a Hughes & Kettner amp Mark III, kind of eliminate my pedal board, because I was like, you don't need a pedal board with one of them. And some reason, I don't know what happened, probably because I went to the Hendrix experience and got to meet Zach Wild to watch him play, even though he wasn't playing the bullseye guitar.
Yeah.
And I've been Googling and looking at that, like 2010 and down, the bullseye guitar, and I want the Gibson Les Paul Custom. So
right,
but I mean, man, they come with a heavy price tag. But I'm like, is a little more than that amp would be. And
yeah,
I mentioned it to my wife, and she didn't seem real pleased about it. So I'm just gonna keep it on the down low. But
can't imagine why.
In a couple months,
yeah,
it will be mine.
Hey, Brad Miller's here. Welcome. How are you, man? Face Like Flint. I know that name. How did Dave get on the Guitar Hack show? Well, we can't disclose, but you mailed a check, right, Dave? It's on this. Scotty G is here. Hey, how are you, man? Y'all me peeps. Yes, Joe Harvey. We're all here, buddy. Okay. Well, we got 41 people watching, man. This is awesome. Thank y'all so much, folks.
Ooh, sweet.
So again, if you've got questions for Dave or myself, just tag either one of us at Stafford's Music Studio. I think because I'm still stuck on your old name because I know you from the beginning, man. I know you literally from the beginning.
I know, right?
And yeah, man, I know you from the beginning. And or myself at Guitar Hack. Okay, so you're with your buds, you're trying to play some music, whatever, and you're buying new gear. Did you go for lessons ever, or are you like a self-taught guy?
I'm pretty much self-taught because of my music, through the years of band and school. I thought, well, I know what cliff notes are and sharp and flats, and I could read all the saxophone music, which means you cannot read guitar music. I found that out.
I used to play sax. I used to play alto sax. Yeah.
So, I did a lot of the struggling. If I could rewind time, I would suggest to anybody
take lessons,
take some basic lessons, get the basic theory down, because it's such a good progression. It helps you progress so much. I could have saved a decade by taking some
time.
Yeah. And no, we got rolling and we were getting, in our minds pretty hot, and got another guy in there that was singing, and then we kind of got to 21, and the partying got heavier. And then our lead singer, which we didn't know about, had depression issues. And then at 21 years old, he took his own life, and that kind of,
shit.
Yeah. So that kind of like really set everything back and shocked everyone in a very sad time. So, and, that kind of dissipated that band a little bit, and we just kind of picked up the pieces and more friends and more bands. We were partying every Friday night. We'd invite the bar up afterwards, and just that network, because we didn't have the internet then. So it was, you invite the bar up and the band that was playing, we jam in our kitchen, and then you form another band. And I joined, and at that point, then I joined a different classic rock band. So,
right.
But yeah, there's some tragic times at a young age.
That's terrible, man. That's so young too, man.
Yeah. He just quit taking his meds, man, and he.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mitch Heyman is here. Welcome, Mitch. And Dave's Guitar Channel is asking, is that a bass 6 behind Dave? A bass 6?
I'm not sure I have a bass 6 would be what? Like a bass guitar, you mean? Or
yeah, like you're talking about a 6-string bass, Dave? Because that looks like you got a Jag behind you. Is that a Jag?
Yeah, that's a 65 Fender Jaguar hanging up there.
Yeah.
That was my grandfather's, and
oh, that's awesome. You got your grandfather's guitar?
Yeah, great grandfather's. Yeah.
That is amazing, man.
Yeah, I know the Guitar Pit told me to do a review on it, but I gotta make sure I research it more. Does
it work? Like everything's work in order on it?
Yeah, it works great.
Man.
And
you should save that, man. Give it, pass that down to your kids. That's a family heirloom, man.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
It's the only guitar I have of his too. So of course, his other grandchildren and kids got guitars from him. So, but I have one bass guitar that I don't even know the name of it. It's an off brand. It's probably not off brand.
Okay, the chat just jumped on me here. Oh, Ruffalo 9, how are you? Easy to carry on a. Okay, I don't. They're having a conversation.
Brian Stewart says sax players get all the girls in the orchestra. You remember that?
Okay, KBT Guitar Covers is here. Welcome. Bass 6 will look just like it, but an octave lower. Okay, so there's a bass 6 which looks like that Jag. So basically, it's a 6-string bass that looks like a Jag. So it's the same thing, an octave lower. I get it, but that is just a Jag guitar. That's not a bass.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Buddy. Okay, cool. And McRaken is here. Hey, man. Yeah, so you played in a bunch of different cover bands then, eh?
Yeah, they did some originals, and they did a lot of Ozzy, and I shouldn't say Ozzy. They did a lot of like Black Sabbath and stuff.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah,
that stuff was fun.
It was like NIB and playing War Pigs and Paranoid and Sweet Leaf, and and then they had a good amount of their own originals. And the best part, I was playing rhythm for them, and I remember the first gig we played at this Firehouse show. It was just packed. And I was like, oh my God, I was so scared. There was this big, PA speaker, and I just like kind of stood behind it playing, right? I was like, and then I stand over here, I'm like, I can't even hear myself. And but the best thing about that band was that the name was Cousin Eddie after the movie Chevy Chase, Cousin Eddie. So I mean, it was a good time, and they were good players. And
yeah.
And it's weird. Years later, after I was out of it and had many of my own bands, I found out that guitar player took his life. And I'm like, oh my God. I know. I'm like, what is going on around here, right? I'm like, what am I involved in here,
Holy shit.
So I was like, maybe I should just not get any bands. This is terrible. But
You know, Angelo J. Ricchetti is here. Welcome. You know, let's talk about bands for a minute, because you've been in a few bands and I've been in a few bands, and I tell you, like, bands are the hardest thing, one of the hardest things in the world. You know, like, first of all, just finding the players.
Yeah.
And then the players that are kind of willing, you know, like, you don't want to get, like you were saying, you're playing players that are better than you, that's ideal. You want to be the weak link, right? Because you only got one word. You can only go up, right?
Right.
You know, so it's like finding the players that are kind of at your level, you know, because, you know, and keep you going, wanting to play the same kind of music, wanting to do the same kind of thing. Like, you know, are we going to be happy just getting together every Tuesday night for a couple of beers, or do we actually want to try and do a gig? Do we want to do originals? Do we want to do covers? And then keeping it all together, like, it is so exhausting.
I was just gonna say, you're so right.
So hard, you know. And it's like the phone call, like, you know, I don't know if you were that guy, but I was the guy for a lot of times. That was the guy making the calls, booking the rehearsals, you know, tracking, making sure people are going to show up, even going and driving to pick people up and shit like that. And, like, you putting in all this effort just for that, you know, 1 or 2 hour rehearsal, and then hope that something will come out of it. Like, you'll actually finally get to a point where you can do a gig. Like, it's such a huge investment. Like, you got to think to yourself, you got to be nuts to go through all of this shit.
Yes.
You know, but you love it so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a drug. It's like, you know, music, and, you know, it's like, you know, the woman that you're trying to get, you know, it's
you
like,
can't quite get it. Yeah.
You can't quite get it, and you're trying your best, man, and you're putting in all this time and effort, and God, you know.
Oh, I told.
Well, yeah. So you hear me, eh? You hear what I'm talking about, right? You've been there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been so bad to the point of I was driving an hour one way to pick up the bass player. I even bought him a car.
Oh my God, you were buying the vehicles.
Yeah, I'm like, just make $100 payments. And then, like, you know, it's so hard to find 3 to 4 like-minded people. I mean, there's talent out there, but to find 4 people that will be, either you have 2 or 3 that practice hard, one that doesn't practice, or vice versa. Or it's just, you know, and had a great bass player, but man, so I went car shopping for him, bought the damn car, and set up.
Man, that is nuts.
I know,
but that just shows you how much you wanted it,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, like, if you said that to anybody else, they think you were nuts. I still think you're nuts, but I get it. You know what I mean? But I get it. It's like, look, man, you know, I tell you what, I'll buy you a bass.
I know, right?
Just show up.
Right. Oh, I've paid to have his amps fixed. His amp looked like it fell out of a moving van down the freeway.
That's hilarious.
I've taken it to my tech, and I paid them in advance, and it was just like, here you go. And that's where some of my latest kind of Steve videos come from, just kind of some experiences I had. I'm like, that's just too funny. I gotta, but
no, it's true though. Well, Dave's Guitar Channel's got a question. He's asking me, is it true my family moved up to Toronto to avoid being drafted into the KISS Army? Yeah. That's right. Yes. R2R3's got a question for you. Ask Dave if his bass player still delivers pizzas.
No, he's opening his grand opening this weekend is his new wellness CBDs or whatever, what are those called? The oil CBDs shop, the vapes and the
vape
smoke shop. He's opening a smoke shop this week. Yeah. Good stuff. So
what was the longest that these bands, the one that lasted the longest and actually you were able to, you know, do some decent stuff with?
So yeah, probably 7 Signs was that it was an all original which is a whole nother subject, original versus covers, but it was all original.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Death metal band. And I can't believe how crappy my memory is, but I think it was about, within 12 years ago or so, we fired it up and had some really good musicians and wrote 2 albums and a single. And we were playing, anywhere from 30 to 50 gigs a year. And on an unsigned level, made it #1 in Wisconsin on the charts for a while, and turned down some small labels, but also got to play with some bigger bands.
Right.
Yeah, my God. So, I mean, it was a really great experience and a lot of work. And, that band was great, probably the most potential. And that probably went on for close to 8 to 10 years, maybe. And
that's a good run, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, it just was a little unfortunate. Some of us were having kids like myself, and it was taking too much time. And what we do is, because we didn't make any money, hardly, we take all our show money and our merch money and throw it into a kitty. And our last album, I think we had over, which isn't a lot in a certain perspective, but it was to us like 10 grand in it. And we had a new member in the band that we needed to hire on, a rhythm guitar player, because the other guy walked. And he was like a rogue, and fighting started happening, and we can't have this on the album because you're selling out to the metal community. And it started, turning a lot of headbutting, and we just totally fell apart before we even finished the album. And it was like finished, but we didn't get it out. So, and it was a good thing, because at that time I've had my second kid, and I was like, wow, I haven't really seen my kid in 2 years, and now I have a new one.
Yeah.
So,
Jason Wade's got a question for you. He's saying, how long did Stafford take classical guitar lessons?
I never took any lessons. I just, when Seven Signs broke up, what I was just talking about is a great question, because when that split, and even before that, I would play some classical. But when Seven Signs split, I was like, I'm done. I'm done for a while. The singer and I was going to keep the band going, and I was away too much from my family. So I'm like, I'm done. I started getting into classical, and I was like, this is awesome. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to the manor. I'm going to play in front of old people. They're going to love it. Play in front of their family. And about 2 years, I just kind of played nothing but classical. And at the end of that 2-year run, I was like, I need distortion again. I need some power. I need rock. I can't do this. So now I just play it I just play classical like once a year around Christmas time. Just do a few things on it. I just put it back and let it get dusty. So,
Well, Daniel Horsley, hey, Guitar Hack, just popping in on a break at band practice. Definitely catch the replay. Thanks so much, buddy. Thanks for popping in. We really appreciate it. Oh, wait a minute. Weedy Guitar Studio is here. How are you?
Weedy
Blues. Hey, buddy. Brian Golte, why does Stafford have 2 of the same chairs?
Want the honest truth? I don't know if I should say this on YouTube, because Staples screwed up and I kept the extra chair.
There you go. Staples, any Staples people, nobody's watching. All right. Yeah. Oh, nobody's watching. We got 47 people watching. So thank you all so much for coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The it's funny. Because you had a run that was a pretty good run. I say that because I haven't been in a band longer than 4 years until now.
Right.
Right. It's the weirdest thing. I'm over 50, and at this age, I'm in a band longer than I've ever been.
Right.
Freaking retarded life is, right? I'm in a band longer than I've ever been, and I'm doing more gigs over 50 than I did when I was in my 40s, my 30s, not my 20s though. My 20s I was playing even more, but you know what I mean? That's crazy things are, and for that reason, you know what? if I get a text like now, hey, you want to play? Yes. Hey, you want? Yes. Like, don't, yes. I don't give a shit if I'm playing. And I got a few weekends coming up where I'm playing on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday.
That's awesome.
You know, and I'm going to do it. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do it, because a year from now, who the hell knows what's going to happen, right?
Right.
I may not physically be able to do it anymore. The band will break up. We won't get those offers anymore. Do it while you can, because you know what it's like, Dave. You've been on stage. You've been playing. And I don't give a rat's ass if it's an original. I don't give a rat's ass if it's a cover. If you're having fun and the audience is having fun, mission accomplished, right?
Absolutely.
And it feels, and it's the best time. It just feels like a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And that's what I always say with my drummer. Well, I don't have a band now, but I said, because I have the kids now, when I'm 50, it's going to be the dad's band. And it's like,
I'm in a dad's band. Hello.
Exactly. That's
you know what? I'm having a blast.
I feel like I can handle band situations better now too. I think I don't know. I feel like I'm a little more mature about situations than looking back 10 years ago, and some of the silly drama that went on in the bands. And I was like,
well, you know what? I think that's one of the reasons why I've been in this band longer than any other band at this point, is because we're all older guys.
Yes.
You know, like if one of the guys in the band pisses me off or whatever, like I'll tell him, like there and then. You know, I'm not gonna like, you know, it's none of that. I don't know how you put it, like scheming stuff or, you know, or whatever.
Backstabbing.
You were backstabbing when you were younger. There's none of that.
Right.
You know? It's like, you know what? You pissed me off, shut the F up, and leave me alone the rest of the night. And then by the end of the night, when the gig's over and you had fun, you make up.
Exactly.
And then, you know what? See you at rehearsal or whatever, you know. But you got the maturity level now to do that. And that's why, you know, even 10 years ago, you know, it was just.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
I mean, we were paying like $365 a month for our studio space to practice. And of course, looking back at it, alcohol was involved and we heavily drank at practice. It seemed like better practice. And I mean, here's our vocalist. He's getting so mad at the drummer because he needs this one cue for a vocal line. And our poor drummer kept missing it. And to be honest with you, I thought I was missing it, but he was blaming the drummers. Like, okay, that's great. He took this, hit a $180 microphone, and he just got so pissed. He smashed it. You know, the carpet's just really thin. And look at this. This is the first night he used this brand new microphone, and it's just shattered in pieces.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, you know? So then he goes and grabs the junky microphone. It's like, wow. I mean, those are the kind of things that I'm looking forward to when I restart a band, to continue to make sure that you get those four like-minded people that, you know, can be mature and, you know, professional, I guess. I don't know what the words are, but.
Yeah, no, you have the right attitude. They want to play the same kind of music. They're willing to get together on the same night to rehearse. And, you know, they want a gig or they don't want a gig, or maybe they just want to, you know, have a couple of beers, you know, like, you know. See, my thing is too, like, I don't have the one thing, okay, like as you get older, like, yeah, you have the maturity and all that stuff, but the one thing that you don't have as much of is time.
Right.
And because you don't have as much time, you don't have as much patience, right?
Right.
So the thing that I'm a stickler on is like, okay, you know, all right, we're gonna learn this song for next week. And then you show up and you're the only one who's learned the song.
Oh yeah, been there.
That pisses me off, right?
Right.
Or you said you're gonna do something, whatever, blah blah blah, and it didn't get done, you know. And it's just stuff like that, right? Or you know, you're not basically not doing your homework, right? Or you're working on something and it's like, you know, week in, week out. Because, you know, if it's the gigging band, it's like, I want to get this song down because I want to play it at, you know, on the show this week, right?
Right.
And, you know, because somebody doesn't do their homework or doesn't learn a part, you know, that really drives me nuts.
Right. And I learned too that in the last couple of years, we've kind of been on and off just group of us friends jamming, and we thought about, you know, getting beer tents and stuff, but I've kind of, you know, depending on, of course, if it's simple pop rock songs, you can get a few learned in a week. But even to take like a harder Iron Maiden song or something, for me, if I buckle down, you know, even the more epic, I'll just call them epic songs, I can still knock at least one out a week. But you got to do your homework. And then, like I said, you put in all these hours and they show up, and, you know, you got the drummer wants to just wing it, and the bass player's staring at you like, you know, just with the big eyeballs watching your hands. And it's like, you know, it's very frustrating. Because rehearsal should be, practice is rehearsal, not learning the song, you know. Everybody do their homework. Yeah, no, totally. We get some more questions here. Jason Wade is asking what your favorite beer is. Well, Jason, Spotted Cow. There you go, Spotted Cow. Hey, guys, who else is here? Welcome. Randy Tritt, how are you? Guitar Hack, you don't look a day over 40. That's good because I'm several days over 40. Paul's Guitar Music too. How are you? Will Varela, hey guys, it's hockey night. Just came in to say hi. I will watch the replay. You guys rock. Thanks so much, Will. Yeah, hockey playoffs are on, eh? I don't know if you follow hockey. Leafs won yesterday. Yeah, I don't follow hockey. I don't even watch TV anymore. I just a movie now and then, but I don't know. Dan of New Jersey is, you know, what I watch is like series. You know, like I'm just wrapping up the last season of Ray Donovan. I love that show. Cool. Yeah. So YMCA. Jason is singing YMCA. We're 30 minutes in, so it's the big stretch. All right. Yeah. Go Leafs, go. You got that right, Brian. Yeah, usually Boston kicks our ass, so at least we're giving them a little bit of a fight this time. Okay, Brian Stewart, just so you know, I'm pausing the Columbus Blue Jackets trying to take Tampa out in 4 to watch you. Sweet. No one tell me the score. Okay, I won't tell you the score, Brian. And Marsman is here. Hey, Hack and SMS. Cool, man. Cool. Hey. 45 people watching, buddy. Sweet. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's a big undertaking, man. You know, if you decide to do it again, like it's a big undertaking. And then the thing is, again, you know, like, I mean, if you've got buddies and all that, and you kind of guys are already on the same mindset, the same path, you know, then you're halfway there, I guess. Mm-hmm. And you got a nice setup. I mean, your studio, like, you got everything in there, right? Have you got like a PA in there as well? Yep. You can't see it, but it's in the 2 corners. I can see the tripod stands there. Yep. I got old custom speakers, but they crank really good. I got the PA head right here to the right of my computer. And you got a bass rig in there? Not at the moment. I went back to my buddy's house because he wanted to play some guitar, so he needed it for a drum machine. But if you know, I can get bass rigs in here easy enough if anybody comes over. And I have a second PA head there too. So you know, one thing I like doing with the bass too, if it's clean, I can just plug straight into my interface. Or out it through the PA. But that's another thing too. My own bass player like cranks the bass so much. It's a constant battle to tell him, you know, nobody else can hear anything besides bass. But so I get scared when a bass player brings a full stack in or something like that. Oh my God. Yeah, like you don't need a lot of volume to be loud with the bass. No. You know, because you feel it like instantly. Yeah. I mean, he's like 2 feet from it. I'm like, I don't want to use his name. I'm like, Steve, I can't hear myself play. I look at Les like, can you hear me? No. Like, Steve, can you hear no? Then I can't hear myself. Then we're playing, like, all here's he's putting his head next to the amp. I'm like, really? Like, how is this possible? Like, it's shaking the foam off the wall. But yeah. Oh, that's what I ask you. Is that room soundproofed? As much as I could, not like professionally. There's still a lot of things I need to do. I want to order some bass traps. I have a blanket wedged in under the door where I've seen Pete Thorne had some really cool stripping on the bottom of the door that soundproof it, but I heavily insulated stuff the best I could and around the ductwork. So, the upstairs, I don't disturb everybody as much, I guess. So, and
no, I'm not. I was asking more like so that like if you're in there making a bunch of noise, that your wife and kids in the house are not, able to get to bed and stuff.
Right. Yeah, they can go back to the bedrooms and like unless there's a really hard hitter, and then go back to the bedrooms and if they turn a fan on, you can't even hear. I mean, maybe like a light in the distance, you can hear drums, but they can fall asleep quite easy. So that way, we've done a pretty good job. But I know there's definitely better ways to do it. But
yeah. Well, hey, Suave Trainwreck is here. Hey, Suave, how are you? Yeah. So how many guitars are you up to now with that PRS?
10 or 11.
Jeez. Wow.
I think 10 for sure, if not 11. I got rid of 4 of them to get that PRS. And I was thinking too, like this Gibson Les Paul Custom I want, the Bullseye, is like, I should trade the rest of my guitars and I don't play. But I'm like, they don't, you don't get anything for them hardly. It's like for my lower end guitars, I'm like, I might as well just keep them because I do enjoy them, looking at them at least, Get rid of a guitar for what, 150, 200 bucks? Like,
you're not getting that much. It's not even worth it. Really.
Right.
Hey, Rockin' Dave Byron is here. Hey, I'll just pop it in to say hi. Getting ready to start to connect my old Zoom Q2 HD camera to my new cheapo HP 15 laptop.
Sweet.
Kind of a new age for me. Wish me luck. Good luck, Dave. You'll be all right.
If you're like me, you need it.
Yeah.
That was quite the learning curve this year, learning this DAW program. What's it called? Logic Pro X. Like, whew.
Hey, Lando, how are you? Lando 27 Music is here. Yeah, I got the this PreSonus thing that Jason was nice enough to send me, and there's like a studio software that comes with it, and I am just probably using like not even 1% of what that thing can do.
Right.
I just don't know how to use it, right? So like I know enough that I can, like, I got an SM57 that, into it. That's so when I record anything, like Rick's thing that I did, right? I just put an SM57 up to the speaker, and then I just played against his track, and then I just kind of blend them. But there's so much more stuff that I could do if I knew how to work all this shit. But I just don't know how to do it, Yeah,
if I wouldn't have been laid up with my shoulder, little glitch there. Yeah, if I wouldn't have been laid up with my shoulder, I was like, I had my arm in a sling, and I put a notebook under there, and I was writing notes because I was like, I'm never gonna remember this because it was like foreign to me. And so like Rick's track, I could actually go get his track, throw it into Logic Pro, adjust the mix with and use SM57, record my guitar, and try to get a decent mix. But it worked pretty good, but there's a lot to mastering and mixing that I don't know.
Yeah. All I try to do is sort of get it so that I'm not overpowering the track and the track's not overpowering me, right? So that's about the best I can do. That's all I know how to do, really. Because and on the other thing too, I don't really have the patience to sit there and figure all that shit out. Like,
I hear you.
I try to keep everything as simple as possible. Like, people are always saying to me, oh, you should get like, not a Helix necessarily, but like, or even like an HX Stomp or these effects or whatever. And I'm like, man, that's just another learning curve for me, man. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to keep it stupid simple. I love my pedals,
right?
And I love the tones that I'm getting out of them. And I just can't see going into that whole black hole, trying to learn all that stuff.
Well, right. I mean, that's my deal. Why I'm back with my pedals. There was a time with 7 Signs that I bought this processor. I think it was the Boss GT800.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. It comes to the wah pedal. It has the built-in tuner, all these other cool banks I can do. But it was so overwhelming to me at the time. I even had the tech guys in the band trying to figure it out. But you remember, even 10 years ago, at least in my area, because I don't know, none of us guys were doing anything with YouTube or internet or and Googling anything.
Right.
10 years ago, it just wasn't happening around here. And all of a sudden, I'm wasting all this time. Like, I'm so jacked up to play guitar all night, right? And I'm like, can't wait to use this new processor. I come downstairs or wherever I'm at, like, hate that sound, hate that sound, hate that sound. So then 4 hours later, I'm still trying to dial this thing in.
Yeah, that's not playing, right?
Right. And what do I end up trying to dial it into? The sound, the tone of my pedals. So, like, after so long, I was like, why am I doing this? I spent $500 on it I used it for a while, and it was kind of a cheaper tone, and it started acting goofy, and just went back to the pedals. And if I can, like I said, get a Hughes and Kettner where I just use a wah-wah, and I have less pedals, the happier I am,
Oh, JP Page 2's got to go. All right, JP Page 2, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Gussie Wells is saying so true. Dave Byron, hey, recording and mixing is very time consuming. Nothing beats plug and play. Yes. Yeah, that is very true. I have heard Studio One is nice. That's what I have swapped, Studio One, but I'm probably using like a fraction of what it could actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you were talking about, you got rid of 4 guitars. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I'm at 10 now, and I'm probably going to be selling a few. And the reason I'm going to sell is I don't play them all.
Right.
And I don't want to have any guitars that I don't play. Right. And I sure shit, I'm not going to be buying any guitars soon. Like, I'm surprised that I bought guitar number 10. That being said, guitar number 10 is damn good.
Right. And that's a great point, because a lot of them guitars I bought years ago they're just $200 to $300 range. There's nothing wrong with that. But now it's like, now I would like to have my collection a little more like per se yours, where it's like, ooh, here's a Les Paul, here's a Les Paul.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't. Everything I own is, I got an Ernie Ball, one Ernie Ball guitar. I got Gibson, and I got Fender. That's it.
Right.
So because I'm like, for me, the Ernie Ball is like, that's a left turn, because I'm real traditional. So I buy like the brands that that I grew up with, like the all my heroes played, right, which is either Fender or a Gibson. So so I never got into like Charvels, Jacksons, Schecters, any of that stuff. And the stuff I have is sort of the real, I guess now the term, they call them old guy guitars, because they're like Les Paul, SG, 339, Firebird, you know what I mean? It's all that kind of stuff, right? But I never got into like the pointy guitars, or I did own an Ibanez at one time, though. I did have an Ibanez. I've owned an Ibanez, and I've owned a Washburn and stuff like that. But right now, all I got's like the ones I just mentioned. So, but yeah, I gotta start slimming the herd. There's a few questions here that I missed. Guitar hat. Oh, this is Brian Stewart. Do you use your Hughes and I own a Hughes and Kettner, by the way, David.
Sweet.
Do you use your Hughes and Kettner on the clean or crunch channel with pedals? I've been doing both. Brian Stewart, normally I use it on the clean, but I crank the clean right on the verge of breakup, just where it just starts breaking up, and then I throw my pedals in front of it. And I've started using Kettner, man. I tell you, like, I don't. You want what was it, the Mark III you're saying?
I was thinking about it. I don't know if I need the Mark III. What do you have?
Oh, I got the baby, man. I got is it here?
Is it the Meister?
I got a Tube Meister.
Sweet. I was thinking about that.
You know what? I'll tell you, man. I got a little Tube Meister, 36 watt. That thing is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. And I just rediscovered it, because I was playing a lot of the Marshall, and I love my Marshall. Actually, it's Well, it's over there. You can't see it now. But I was playing a lot of the Marshall. I got a Marshall head. I was playing a lot, and then we were playing a smaller place, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take the little using Kettner head, and holy shit, did that thing sound good, man?
Yeah,
it's just so good. They make good stuff, man. And it's expensive new, but you can get some good deals on. Like mine is used. I got a good deal on it.
Oh, nice.
Lefty Mike is here. Hey, man.
Hey.
Guitars. Hey, how are you, Kailyn? Joe Hervey, Guitar Hack. I bought an EP boost for my birthday. Yay! EP boosters. Awesome. I have one there. Great. Stick it on the very end of your chain. You will love it. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anyone here.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Dave's got 23 guitars.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Dave should have 23 guitars because it's his bread and butter. Guys like me, we shouldn't be owning more than 2 or 3. It's like it's a hobby, right?
Right.
Showman Blues. Hey, Guitar Hack. What about the 18-watt Tubemeister for home use? Showman Blues. I've played both. The 36-watt sounds to my ears much better than the 18-watt. Just my opinion, And if I use the 36-watt, you have a power soak on that, so you don't have to play it at full 36. You can hit one button in the back and it turns into an 18-watt, or what is it? I can't remember, but you can bring the wattage down. It just sounds better to my ears anyways, because I was looking at an 18-watt before I bought the 36. I love my Tubemeister 36. It's so versatile for at home. I only paid $550 for mine. They no longer produce them. Yeah. Okay, it's 1, 5, 18, or 36 with a built-in attenuator. Yes. Yeah, They don't make them anymore. Yeah, because now they have the Grandmeister. You can look at that. Look at the Grandmeister.
Yeah, I played one once in one of those music stores, and I thought it sounded just incredible for as that was. And
they're awesome. Yeah.
I think it was what $700 sound, right? Or am I off for that?
$700. What wattage was it?
I don't remember. It was a couple of years ago.
Grandmeister, they make a 20 and a 40.
Yeah, I mean, for the money, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. They're good, and I like them anyway. And all the channels are usable too, because I'm pretty sure it's the same layout as a Tubemeister, where it's got a clean, a crunch, and then like a high gain or a lead channel. Pretty sure, and they're all usable.
So I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Get the Grandmeister and the Bullseye Les Paul custom.
There you go.
Both my problems.
Yeah, problems. These are problems.
These are serious problems, Guitar Hack.
I'll trade you your problems for mine. How's that? Okay, we got 8:53. Let me just mention this. I always do at some point in the show. Folks, we got a great community here. Let's keep it all positive. Let's keep supporting each other. Let's keep growing the community. And I want to thank everyone for coming in and checking out the show. If you haven't subbed to me yet, please do. And if you haven't subbed to Stafford's Music Studio, I have the link in the cards. I also have the link below. David puts out some really cool stuff, and he's a good guy. So yeah, check out Dave's stuff. I've got merch as well. The link is also below. I sell t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, all kinds of stuff. All proceeds go to the Canadian Cancer Society. We are approaching $400. We've already broke 60 items. I've sold over 60 items. So yeah, man, I want to thank everybody for your support. If you have purchased something, please email me a photo to the Guitar Hack email, which is also below, so I can post it on my Instagram, which is also below, and my Facebook page, which is also below. So yeah, so if there's any last questions that you have for David or myself, let me know. Anything you wanted to add? Anything coming up?
Yeah, I do want to add something. I just want to tell everybody thanks. And if there's anybody in the chat that hasn't purchased one of his shirts. I have one, and I was gonna actually wear it tonight, but I kind of stunk it up wearing it to work. I wear it all the time. You did it right, Guitar Hack. He has the premium shirts. They're so comfortable, and this is no lie. I wear that shirt at least once to twice a week because I like how it feels, you know, and it looks good. So I mean, it's definitely not only going for a good cause, but it is a nice shirt. I
appreciate that. I didn't get a picture with you with it though. I need a picture so I can post it.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that for Facebook.
I'll put it on on my Facebook, my Facebook page, and I'll put it on my Instagram page.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I actually got some dirt on it today, but I had it on at work in the field. So it's just like in the morning I grab them like, oh, I'm tired. What's comfortable? So you know, yeah, man,
I appreciate that. That's fantastic. You got any stuff coming up you want to let the folks know about?
The only thing is, I guess ChickNGuitars in the chat. I don't know if she knows it. I have 4. My kids have 4 chickens now. They're feathering out. I can't believe we have 4 chickens. And I want everybody else to know that I have this big project at work that kicked in with a major deadline. I'm trying to get everyone's content. I'm going to try to get at least a video out a week. I don't know what. So I'm trying to get caught up. But right now it's 6 days a week, about 75 hours. So thank you everybody for the support, and like I said, the next on the radar is that Les Paul bullseye, so there you go. Take too long to get.
There you go. Showman Blues is saying he should get his shirt this week. Thank you so much, Showman. Thanks for supporting the cause. Okay, I want to thank everybody so much. I should be doing my regular Thursday show at 8 p.m. It'll be a solo show. My usual solo show. I'm trying to get that back on the rails, so check that out. Yeah, and I'm going to be offering guitar lessons again. If anyone is interested, a few of you in here have already approached me for lessons, and I'm open to doing guitar lessons. We can set something up and set up a time, and we'll do a Google Hangout, and hopefully I can help you out with some stuff. So, okay.
I just want to tell you too, Guitar Hack, sorry that thank you very, very much for having me on your show. It was a blast. So
hey man, anytime. It's a long time coming. So Dave and I have a lot of history. You started in the YouTube community basically at the same time as I did.
Yeah.
When I first met you, you were, and I used to ask you, how's your shoulder? How's your shoulder? Because you were just in the middle of that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Time flies. Yeah, time does fly. All right, folks. I want to thank everybody. Dave, hang on for a second. And so hopefully we'll catch you all Thursday at 8 p.m. All right. Hope to see you then. Cheers, everybody.